Hello everyone, my name is Eduardo COF, and I come to speak upon the topic of technology. No, not for the benefits that technology has brought upon human civilizations, but their downsides. There is a myriad of downsides that technology has brought upon our society. I specifically will be talking about how technology impacts individuals through safety, privacy, and commercial influences. Recently, you might have noticed how it is not safe to be using technology due to frauds and hacks. One remarkable hack that has happened recently would be the issue of the Target Corporation, who had their systems hacked in order to get customers' personal information and debit accounts. Many people were affected from that, and first and foremost, I want to clarify some definitions. So, what is a Bitcoin? A Bitcoin is a currency that is handled strictly over the internet. Currently, one Bitcoin consists of 502 US dollars. That is a lot of money in one Bitcoin. The reason why I am defining what a Bitcoin is because not many people are aware of this currency that has been surfacing over the years on the online community. However, there have been major downsides to this internet currency. This can be seen in the recent fraud that happened in the Japanese money exchange company Mt. Gox. According to Forbes, the bankrupt Japanese Bitcoin exchange, Mt. Gox, has declared it is filing they're filing bankruptcy, and they have lost over 850,000 Bitcoins, and due to hackers that hacked their system. So evidently this backs my claim that technology, through the innovation of technology, there's going to be some downsides to it. There's safety issues with like your money and stuff. And however, this is not the first case that has happened recently in 2014. Yes, these issues have occurred within this year. Another big hack that has happened was the recent Michaels and Target hack, which I talked about previously, for credit card and debit card information. According to the New York Times, it is estimated that Michaels stores, the arts and craft retailer, estimates that data on 3 million of its customers' payment cards may have been stolen in a breach over several months, which means that every single person that has used a debit card or credit card in the Michaels store is affected. Evidently, this can only back up my topic about how technology has many downsides. There were similar hacks into large corporations such as Target. However, not only hacks are part of why technology can be bad, so is our privacy, as it is not so private anymore with innovations of technology. Back way before many of us were born, people would have their privacy. But now that we're in the 21st century, many of us can't keep our things private. For example, anything you put on Facebook is not private anymore. But sure, it says private on the toggle options button embedded within Facebook, but the company already has your information. That is how you cannot be private anymore. According to Nathan Newman of the Huffington Post, writes how the billion-dollar technology company Google's illegal spy program of collecting user data over home Wi-Fi hubs using its Street View cards has led to investigation and fines for violations of the law in countries around the world. Investigators were outraged when they reviewed the downloaded data and found Google had collected massive amounts of personal emails and data revealing everything from the people's medical histories to their sexual preferences to material infidelity. Everybody knows what and who Google is and what they do. They are a big search engine that searches everywhere in the web to find related links to what you have searched for. However, Google has been spying on people for years and have been publicized. They barely have been publicized about it. Just how the Huffington reports how they have been caught stealing information from people, which infringes upon our own privacy. Another big technological drawback is the issue of public safety. The NSA, which stands for the National Security Agency for the United States, has been spying on its own people. Just recently, the whistleblower Edward Snowden exploited the NSA of what it has been doing for decades. CBS News reports that the president has acknowledged what the NSA has been doing and the government's role in phone record storage and immediately the official says the president has ordered a renewal of the current program for the last 3 months. What CBS News mentioned was that the NSA keeping the phone records of large amount of American population. They're keeping a lot of phone records of Americans. In better terms, President Barack Obama has mentioned that there will be a revamp in the government's organizations, including the NSA. But not only is our own privacy at risk, so is the way we are influenced at buying things, known as consumerism. Everybody knows that once you are online on the internet, you start to notice how ads are being permitted anywhere. Nathan Newman of the Huffington Post also reports that illegal data collections is just the start of a problem with the corporate use of personal data. But we know for a fact companies like Google are giving corporate advertisers access to the users based on personal data they control. And many of those advertisers are targeting individuals with express intent to rip them off, sell them deadly products, and financially impoverish them. It can be seen that technology has advanced, yes, but it also means that frauds and illegal activity has also advanced. Technology has brought upon us a lot of harm to our privacy, safety, and consumerism. That's my end of presentation.
Well, your point of view is indicated. I'm not sure that the proposition is as clear as it ought to be. The secondary points are labeled, but they are, very brief labels. I'm not exactly sure why. The Bitcoin thing, for instance, turns out to be an example on the first point, threatened to. Okay, the Bitcoin example turns out to be an illustration on your first point, and you've got a definition early before you've even gotten to this particular issue, so that's a little bit confusing. I think that the signposting in the body of the speech needs to be a little bit more distinct also. I'm not sure that anybody doubts that there are problems that operating online. Problems like you've cited, that there is a loss of privacy, that there's some economic risks that take place there. There are people, crime exists online, that sort of thing. So that's not where the controversy is. The controversy would have to do with whether or not there is sufficient for us to reconsider utilizing it, or is it more significant than we've been led to believe, or is it going to threaten us down the road in some significant way? You've got a lot of good examples on the first point about hacks that are taking place, and I think everybody knows that, so there's no controversy about those. What inference are we supposed to draw from those hacks? Is it not safe to go online and use information? Is it not safe to purchase anything except with cash? Is that the claim that you're making? Because that's not what you're saying. You're just saying that these things exist. You have to make an inference from the facts that you present in the illustrations, and I think you're just, presenting information instead of giving us a conclusion based on that information. The same thing is true on the other 2 points as well, that there's a loss of privacy. That's good. It's well illustrated. You've got some good examples that talk about those kinds of things. So what does that mean in the long run, that we can't trust information online to stay secure? So how does that affect us in any way? Is it going to harm our relationships with others? Is it going to create problems when it comes to our careers? Is it going to do something damaging to, like you said, the economy maybe? Again, I think that the fact that these things occur is not the place where there's dispute. The question is whether or not that they occur and then some consequence happens, or it makes it more likely, or that, like I said, that there is some bigger inference down the road. I think you need to do a little bit more on that. I did think, like I said, that you had lots of good examples. I appreciated that. You cited those pretty well. There's some pretty good testimony talking about some of those risks as well. So you're pretty consistent on that sort of stuff. The problem is, I'm not sure, like I said, that you're making good generalizations. Delivery issues, there's a lot of reading that goes on. Sometimes the words come across as if you're reading them for the first time, and you need to be a little bit more familiar with the material so that you're talking to the audience. Your exit summary sounds like you're just rushing through it, and you're not reminding us of the point that you're trying to make. You're just kind of checking off that I've done these kinds of things. And that's the last time that you can sell this point to us, and I think that you're missing an opportunity to tell us what it was that we were supposed to get out of the presentation. All right.